I'm just going to be as objective as possible in terms of what I've watched. Now, full transparency, I've not finished watching the game, but I've gotten to the point where Liverpool are 4-0 down and Mohamed Salah's penalty was saved by James Trafford. And I'm not really sure what the positives are. We started the game well, and once Haaland scored the first goal, it was just no going back from there. Like, we just did not look very good after that. And it's just really frustrating at this point because I don't know where the positives are. I don't know what the positives are at all. And we just look like a team that's out of ideas. We look like a team that's playing out of, you know, no intensity. I say it all the time. No consistency. I say it all the time. Mind you, this is a team that lost 2-1 to Brighton just before this game. And we come back from the international break and we're losing 4-0 to Man City at the time of recording, 4-0. And I'm really struggling to find the positives. I'm really, really struggling to find the positives. I have said it a number of times that this is not a very good coach for Liverpool. I think he's a good coach on his day, but for Liverpool, it's not working. Yes, he won us the league last season, and I will always say we should be very grateful for that as Liverpool fans, for winning us the league. That is a very, very, very big thing. Like, it is not easy to do that. But we also have to be objective. Liverpool have not played good football for over a year. And when I say over a year, I mean since February. We lost to Plymouth in the FA Cup last season. That was how we got eliminated from the FA Cup. In the Carabao Cup final, we lost to Newcastle, which was just a poor game in my opinion. And we conceded some really funny goals in that game. To PSG, we lost on penalties, but if we're being really honest, PSG outplayed us for the most part in both games. And in the Premier League, we lost 2 of our final 4 games and drew 2, which is fair because you've already won the league, right? But the simple truth is Liverpool's football has not been great for over a season now. Like, for well over a year, Liverpool have not played great football. So as much as everybody says that, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt, especially after everything that happened this summer, my argument is that Liverpool's downfall started before the summer. After the first 5 games of the season, Liverpool have won a total of how many? 9 games from 31. From their last 26. 9 games. No, 9. That's not, I don't think that's correct. But the point is, we've not won up to half of our games. Yes, 9 games. 9 games from the last 20 something games is 25 games or 26 games. Yeah, that's really embarrassing. 9 wins from 26 is not good enough. I'm not shocked about losing to City, and here's the problem. Liverpool are now in a state where we are hoping rather than believing. I remember that Klopp turned us from doubters to believers, and now we are trying to hope that something good comes out of these games. I did not have high expectations before this match, if I'm being completely honest. I just did not think Liverpool were going to win easily, if they were going to win at all. And when the game started, I was looking at it that, we're not playing too badly. We're not conceding. We're not, defending poorly. But ultimately, like, it wasn't a great performance. We didn't really have many clear-cut chances. And the moment Van Dijk made that mistake and gave the penalty away, I knew that it was going to be a really, really difficult task to get back on top. And the problem I have with how Liverpool played after that was that the moment Haaland scored the penalty, I think our heads dropped. Individual mistake from Van Dijk, and for the second goal, another error from Konaté. Just ball watching wasn't, properly marking Erling Haaland. And I think it's crazy when you think about it that a professional defender, a professional footballer does not properly mark Erling Haaland. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I don't think it's that he's a bad footballer. I don't think there's anything about the players that makes them look like they're not good. They've had poor seasons. I have to acknowledge that. They've been poor all season. But at the same time, it's been a collective thing. Every single player has been below their best. Every single player, including the players that just came. So yes, I know I'm trying my best not to mention Jota because it's a very sensitive thing to talk about, and there's so many layers to it when you talk about how the players are dealing with the loss of Jota. But I look at Florian Wirtz. I made a video talking about Wirtz and how good he was for Germany and how he's not that great for Liverpool. And I keep saying it, I keep seeing it, that I don't see a world in which Florian Wirtz plays so well for Germany and then comes to Liverpool and looks like a shadow of himself. I mentioned that Salah at AFCON played 6 games and scored 4 goals, got 1 assist. We've seen Van Dijk. Van Dijk literally scored over like a couple of games ago. I just don't know. Ekitike was looking really good, and he's still one of our bright points this season. But objectively speaking, if Ekitike and Szoboszlai did not or have not had good seasons, Liverpool will not even be 5th. So obviously we're out of the FA Cup now. The only hope we have is the Champions League, and we're playing PSG. And we're losing to Man City 4-0. I'm not sure how this works. I'm not sure where the hope is anymore, because I've been trying to be hopeful and I'm struggling to have the hope anymore. I just don't know where it is. I don't know where we're going to find the hope from. I don't know where we're going to summon the courage to play against PSG and win. My problem, and I'm just going to say it, and I'm just going to speak about Slot. Like I said, he did a fantastic job winning the league last season. But like I said, Liverpool have been poor since February last season, and I see no signs of hope. That's where the problem is. We go into games and I don't see what we're improving. I don't see what we're doing better. These players are playing like a shadow of themselves. We know Van Dijk is better than this. Better than that mistake he made for the penalty. We know Konaté is a better player than he is right now this season. Kirkes, in his first few games for the season, was not great. We know Gomez can play better. We know Frimpong can play better. We know Florian Wirtz obviously can play better. Ekitike looks fantastic for France, and we see spells of it for Liverpool, but he can still play better. Szoboszlai is playing the best football. Salah is better than this. Gakpo, as much as I'm frustrated with the way he plays football, and I've never really been his biggest fan in Liverpool, I still support him and I think he's a good player on his day. He's been even worse this season. Rio comes on for a few minutes, Chiesa comes on for a few minutes, and you expect them to suddenly change the game. My problem now is it seems like Liverpool don't realize what's happening, and we're currently 5th, and it's not looking very good in terms of getting the top 4. Now, the Premier League is most likely going to get 5 spots, but if we don't get 5 spots, then 5th is not enough. And ultimately, when it comes down to it, Liverpool have not even been that great in terms of getting the top 5. And the only reason why I think we'll still make the Champions League is simply because other teams have been poor. Chelsea have not been great recently. Manchester United did not have a great start to the season, but it's getting better. Aston Villa slipped up and they've not been great this season. And Liverpool are right in between all these teams. So I'm not very sure how we're I just don't know why we're hoping that something changes. I'm not sure why we're hoping that next season this is going to be better. It's gotten worse from last season, and it's not getting any better this season. We're talking about 14 losses this season. 14 losses this season for Liverpool. What's the point of keeping this guy? Because I keep hearing over and over again that the owners are not they're not panicking yet. It's like they still trust that things are going to get better next season. He's definitely not going to get sacked before the end of the season. Hopefully, and I can't believe I'm hoping that somebody loses their job. It happens before the end of the season, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I just think the biggest mistake Liverpool can make going into next season is having Arne Slot as the coach. I think that right there will be the biggest mistake we can make this season, and I just hope that we don't make that mistake. I hope, because like I said, there's no sign of hope. We've signed so many players and they're not looking great. I feel like every time I come up to make a video, I say the same thing over and over again. I'm just fed up, and I hope that something changes towards the end of the season, or maybe even before then. But let's see. I mean, if we get knocked out by PSG, what's the hope for this season? Once again, I'll say it again. Based on this season, everything has been based on hope. Hoping that we get wins, and not confidence that we can get a win. Something needs to change, and I hope it changes soon. But that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, it's a different setting. This is not how my background is normally, so we'll be back to that by maybe Monday. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And let me know if you prefer this style, like me just ranting and just like expressing myself instead of, making certain points about the game. But yeah, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in one of these videos. Cheers.